Hi, everyone. My name is Cameron. I am the Assistant Director of Recruitment and Outreach over here at Widener University in our Center for Graduate and Continuing Studies. You can see my email right there. Feel free to reach out anytime. I am here today to present about the partnership that Widener University has with Holman. So today we'll jump in to go over the introduction of Widener, talk a little bit about the partnership program, talk about or show a quick virtual tour of campus. Going to most of our programs, I tried to tailor this to the programs that would be of most interest to you all, as well as diving into the Widener Advantage and the application process. So if you're not familiar with Widener University, we are located just about 15 minutes outside Philadelphia, down here in Chester, Pennsylvania. We were founded in 1821, so over 200 years old at this point. We have an 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio, which will allow you to build a network with your peers in your program, but also make connections with your faculty as well. We have 60 plus graduate programs, so I'm sure we have something that could be of interest to you. And as of 2023, we had about 5,600 students. I believe that's up to 5,700 as of 2024. So our partnership benefits, you get a 20% discount on all graduate and continuing studies tuition rates, excluding a few programs. Again, I don't think many of these would be applicable to you, but our Crozier medical programs, our online Masters of Social Work program, and our undergraduate day programs, which are designed for students matriculating directly from high school into college. You are not eligible for discounts on those programs. This does apply to everyone at Holman, though. You get a 20% discount on your tuition from your employment app. We also waive the application fee. It's only $35, but just trying to save you money along the way, make it as easy and affordable for you as possible. I'll dive in a little bit to the enrollment counselors near the end, but just know they're a great resource to you as you begin your application and beyond. Show you a quick virtual tour of campus here. I think typically the sound doesn't work, so I'll try to talk over it a little bit. But this is Widener University out here in Chester. This is Founders Hall. Many of our nursing classes are in there. Again, probably not super relevant to Holman, but here's a Hyatt Hall. That's actually my office right there. Healthcare Learning Center, lots of communal learning spaces for students. This is our university center, kind of our student hub of campus. The Leslie Quick Center, that's for our business classes. You can see the student there working in our Bloomberg lab that's available to our students. Harris Hall, kind of showing off some dining options here. Building, again, lots of hands-on learning that you can see taking place in this video. This is our library. All of our graduate programs will have a librarian that's assigned to their specific program and willing and able to help you with any questions you might have about your textbooks. And there's Philadelphia. So you can see how close we are there. Jumping into our programs. These are our adult and continuing studies programs. Not sure if they'll be super relevant, but just wanted to touch on them briefly. These are programs designed for our non-traditional students that have come out of high school maybe a long time ago, have completed a little college credit or even no college credit, and are interested in returning to get their associate's or their bachelor's degree. These programs are entirely online. They accept up to 90 transfer credits. And you can see the programs that are offered right there. Some of these will be offered a little bit later on as well. You can see that organizational development and leadership program that is also offered as a graduate certificate, as well as a master's program. So you can really get your foot in the door with some of these programs if you don't have your bachelor's degree and continue that program through to a master's. So some of our certificates here, you can see a lot of business on this slide. These programs are typically between 9 and 12 credits. They will get you a micro credential, potentially on your way to a master's degree. So one of the cool things about our certificates is they stack directly into a master's degree. So if your certificate is 12 credits, and it's a 30 credit master's, you would only have 18 credits left to complete the master's after finishing your 12 credit certificate. Now, the micro credential is cool, but the reason this is more important is because you get your certificate classes at a significantly discounted rate. So you will take, your business innovation certificate, and it might be a couple $100 cheaper per credit then the business innovation master's degree. So hopefully it'll save you some money on your way to eventually completing the master's. Graduate certifications. I'm not sure these are going to be super relevant again, but just in case, wanted to leave these on here. I think I've talked to some people at Holman in the past who have worked in the training sector of things, and some of these classes may be relevant or certifications may be relevant. These are same as our certificates where they stack directly into a master's program. So you might see a significant chunk of these courses that stack directly into a master's. You might see 45 credits of a 51 credit master's in the certification. So something to keep in mind here as well. One of the things I didn't mention with these certificates and certifications is these classes are also available entirely online. As we jump into our master's programs in business, I could tell you our business program offers classes entirely online or in person. We call it MBA Your Way. You can choose if you want to come to campus. If you think you're a better face-to-face learner, you can come to campus for some of your classes, or you can take classes online and kind of speed through the process. So you'll see that organizational development and leadership program there again that I mentioned in the continuing studies slide. We also offer a professional MBA and a specialized MBA. So professional MBA is going to be a 30 credit MBA. Again, can be completed entirely online through our AACSB accredited institution. And then we also have our specialized MBA, which is only a 33 credit program. And then you can specialize a little bit more specifically in an area of interest. So business innovation, business intelligence, those programs focus a little bit in artificial intelligence, pretty popular programs these days. And again, can be completed entirely online and at your own pace. We work on a module system typically. So you, rather than taking classes every 15 weeks, you take classes every 7 weeks. It's a compressed schedule, offering you the opportunity to really fit more classes into a timeline. But you could take classes part-time or full-time with these masters in business. Some master's programs in engineering, again, not sure how relevant, but hopefully, you could take a little bit something from this. The one thing I'll say about these, they can be taken mainly online. There may be some on-campus offerings for these programs, not entirely online, but you will need an undergraduate degree in engineering to apply to these fields. If you weren't to have that degree, it would probably be about 45 credits, something in that arena to get rolling. So just touching on those briefly. Master's programs in education. So you should have seen all of these in our certificates or certifications slides. These are the correlated master's degrees with them. So hopefully a good chunk of your credits can transfer into one of these programs when you complete the certificate. Doctoral programs in education, I won't spend too much time on those. Same kind of thing, offered entirely online at your own pace. Okay, so the Widener advantage. So I talked about our convenient location. I mentioned, though, that most of our classes are going to be available online. So why is our location important? Well, all of our online students will have access to the resources on campus as well. So if you have, a weekend where you have some time and you want a quiet space to get some work done, you can come use our library. You saw the Bloomberg Lab in that YouTube video that I shared. You can come use the Bloomberg Lab if you have an interest in that. Or we have a small business development center in the same building that you can come in and learn more about small businesses. There's a lot of resources out here. You'll get a student ID with your enrollment, and maybe you want Moe's and there's not a Moe's by you. You're welcome to come by the University Center and get some good food. So convenient location for anybody who's enrolled in our programs. I mentioned the part-time students move at your own pace. So we have students that will take one class at a time with the tax implications in mind of any tuition remission. We have other students who will try to complete a 30 credit MBA in 1 year. It's really up to you how quickly you want to move through these programs. It says the average time to completion is 2 to 3 years. That's going to depend on the program. If you're looking at a 30 credit MBA, you may be able to get that done in a year, or maybe you want to do 10 credits each year for 3 years and complete it that way. You're more than welcome to do that as well. So it's really tailoring the education to what you would like. I mentioned all of our classes are online, but I probably didn't go too deep into the delivery of those classes. So our classes that are offered online are very typically held in an asynchronous format, meaning you won't have to sit for lectures every Wednesday at 7 p.m. You will simply have maybe a recorded lecture or discussion posts and readings to do throughout the week. So instead of having to plan your schedule around us, whenever you have free time, you can complete your coursework. I mentioned online and face-to-face. I probably didn't touch much on hybrid availability. I think engineering is moving a little bit that way, and some of our other programs that probably aren't relevant to the Holman community here. So I'll kind of move past that. How to apply. So you can see our link there, www.widener.edu/apply. That will take you to a pretty basic application. It's going to ask for information like your first name, last name, program of interest, email, things of that nature. Should take you less than 5 minutes to fill it out. And once you fill it out, you will receive an email that prompts you to go to your portal. Your portal is going to be the home for your application. So we may ask for things like letters of recommendation, a resume, um, potentially an interview in the process, obviously prior transcripts. I know when I'm applying for grad school, what I was thinking of was those GREs or the GMATs, those standardized tests. Thankfully, Widener does not require the GREs or the GMAT, so don't stress about those. But that's going to be your hub. So your enrollment counselor, you'll see a picture of them in your hub. They will be a resource to you as soon as you submit your application, the initial one that'll take less than 5 minutes until you get your acceptance from Widener and potentially beyond. So if you have a recommender who you put on your application and they haven't gotten back to us, we can reach out to them as the enrollment counselor for that program, get in touch with them. And then we have situations where, maybe a student doesn't meet the 3.0 GPA requirement from their prior classes. We, have offered provisional admissions for students that have a 2.7 in undergrad. Say if they get a B in their first two classes, they can complete the program from there. So that's why I really recommend using your enrollment counselors because they're going to be the ones that see your whole application. We're going to review that application holistically, and then they can advocate for you when it comes to the faculty review process and say, I know this student doesn't have the GPA we want, but they're going to be a real benefit to the Widener community, and this is why we should consider them. So this is our main info down here. That's about all the information that I had to share today. Feel free to give us a call or shoot us an email anytime. You have my email on the first slide. We would be happy to help any way we can to help you get on the track for a career shaping degree. Thank you.